Who am I? In this busy, moving, confusing world, I've searched for the meaning of me, that self.
Is that your definition of feminism today? Control over one's personal self, one's body?
There are moments of emptiness and of fulfillment. The little girl dreams, the woman hopes, the very need to be seen, recognized, to be needed, to be wanted and to be there, to be all that I am and to reach for all that I can be.
To propose what seems to be sweet reason does turn out to be outrageous and does turn out to be rebellious. It's that by acting out of what seems to me to be absolutely reasonable, one turns out to be radical because the system around us is radically wrong.
Actually, I would argue that we should not be survivors of a system that's still trying to manipulate and control us in this particular way. Western women, since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, have been uniquely controlled by ideals. In the 19th century, the perfect beauty was an ideal of sickness. And I argue that repeatedly, whenever there's a class of Western middle-class women who are literate and idle, and there's a ferment of feminism in the air, as there was in the 19th century, some ideal is going to be needed to control them. Again, in the 50s, when the economy needed women to leave their war work, when the men were returning from the front, this society desperately needed an ideology that would drive women back into the home and convince them that the ideal woman was the full-time happy homemaker. 50% of all American women between the ages of 10 and 30 suffer from either anorexia or bulimia.
In fact, if you don't have the control of your life from the skin in, then it's extremely unlikely that we're going to be able to control our time and our world in any sense from the skin out.
I was anorexic. So was almost every one of the other women Rhodes Scholars that I knew at Oxford University. I think that we've got to recognize that you do not become free of the beauty myth by living from the neck up. In fact, the way the beauty myth undermines women's power is to say you can either be sexual or serious, but not both.
Do you think it would be trivial if much of what you're talking about comes from inside rather than from outside?
I think we'd be in a greater state of freedom.
In a greater state of freedom?